Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Stefan Zucker and I'm pleased about your interest. Aveedo is the platform when it comes to transitioning IBM Notes client applications into a browser-based environment. So today is about the upcoming Aveedo release 5.3. The release is scheduled for April and I want to show you today what great new features we have implemented. We will look at the 5 main points of the new release and introduce them in part through short live demonstrations. If you are new to Aveedo, you can find more videos and demos on our Aveedo website or on our YouTube channel, so feel free to have a look at it. As a first point, I would like to go into the Aveedo documentation. As well as robustness, documentation is always a deciding factor for a good product. Therefore, we have reorganized here. Aveedo comes with a new release with a completely revised documentation as PDF or online documentation. Linked navigation makes it easy to navigate within the documentation. In addition, code examples are implemented directly at the appropriate places, which clarify the written word. Likewise, the code fragments can be copied and used into your own development as a template. Using the integrated search, the entire documentation can be quickly and easily searched for text passages. I will show you in a live demo. So I switch to my browser, give me a second. And here we go. So here you see the browser-based online documentation, and you can just scroll down and the documentation. Like you can see on the left-hand side, the navigation is always there where you scroll down. So that's quite cool. And on the right-hand side, so we can just select here, of course, anything in the navigation, and you jump there inside, and otherwise you can search for some stuff inside the documentation, and all the pieces are shown in the search bar, so you can go directly to a point where you want to go to. On the right hand side, there's a JavaScript part. So if we jump into the API area from Aveedo, there you can see there's a description of all API functions, and on the right hand side there's a code snippet where you can see how it is working. If I go down a little bit more, you can see that there are even longer code snippets, so you can just grab them, copy them, and use them in your own code if you want to. Okay, that's about the new Aveedo documentation, which is coming with a new release. I'm switching back to the presentation. Okay. So what's next? Aveedo applications. Many customers and partners ask us again and again whether we can also supply finished standard applications together with Aveedo. With the new release, the first 4 applications are available. These are the standard templates that customers often use on the Note side. These include a discussion database, a team room, team mailbox, or document library. The Aveedo applications are compatible with the existing IBM Notes templates. So an existing Notes application can be used in the browser without further effort with Aveedo. The applications are free and available to partners and customers with a release for download. Most customers have extended these templates with company-specific functions. The Aveedo configurations are open source and under the MIT license. Thus, you can make all adjustments and extensions. As a marketing support, we provide a corresponding datasheet for all Aveedo applications, and more applications will follow in the near future. So let's come to some technical stuff we implemented inside Aveedo. A big extension has taken place in element management. Element management is a term used to describe dynamic parameters such as keywords, configurations, or office templates for specific application configurations. Until now, it was only possible to store the parameters globally in Aveedo across all applications. With version 5.3, it is now possible to maintain application-specific configurations in addition to the global parameters. This means that in addition to all global lists, you also store a keyword list for a particular application configuration. And that's not all. We can even go one level deeper and customize and manage these keywords and individual elements for each application instance. As an example, here is a discussion database chosen. Previously, it was only possible to maintain the keyword category globally. Now there can also be a keyword category in a specific application configuration, e.g. a discussion database. If you now set up various discussion applications, e.g. for sales and technology, you can also maintain this keyword individually for each instance. So that's great. And here are the elements we support on the application-specific side. And to maintain these specific elements, there's an embedded view now in the application configuration where you can enter that. Furthermore, you can define different user groups, persons, and groups for each element which are responsible for the maintenance of these elements. This allows different groups to be defined for the maintenance of keywords and configurations. So you're very flexible now. Here we can see that the maintenance of the elements for the global parameters is still possible via the shared elements area. Furthermore, as of version 5.3, however, you can enter and maintain the elements in an application-specific manner. For easy adoption of global elements into an application-specific configuration, the application has an import function to inherit individual elements. So it is quite easy to grab them and put them into an application-specific configuration. That's quite cool. Okay, what's next? Yeah, many of our Aveedo clients operate in an international environment. Therefore, the topic of multilingualism of applications is enormously important. Aveedo already supports multilingualism with a simple process. For this purpose, an export must first be made in the form of a text file for all applications. In the second step, the file is translated into the desired language, and finally the file is imported as a new language. This is somewhat complicated and sometimes confusing way, especially when it comes to small adjustments or changes. With the new version, we have completely revised this functionality and taken it to a new level. What does it mean? Well, now we have a direct translation inside Aveedo without any import or export. And there's a feature which is automated translation, which is quite cool, and I will demonstrate it in a few seconds. There's also an advanced search to look for a specific sentence or word you want to translate in an application. So this is also very good. And we are ready for XLIF standard. XLIF is the open standard for translation. So if you export a language as an XLIF file, you can give it to a translation office, and they have software there to work with it and give it back to you, and then you can import it. Okay. So here's a screenshot of the new translation part, but I think it's better to show you in live. So let's switch back to my browser window, and here I open some Aveedo applications. For example, here I have a discussion database, a forum. So everything navigation is in English, and even if I open a document, everything is in English here. So perhaps now we want to translate this application to another language. For this, I go to the designer area and use the area translate. So now first I select the application I want to translate. I select the forum. I say, okay, I want to come from the English version and I want to translate it to Spanish. And now I can load my translation part. If there's still a translation, you will see it on the right-hand side, what is still translated. In this kind, we have no translation for Spanish right now. There's just an English one. So now I can go here and translate it by hand. But my Spanish is not so good, so I can just get a few words. And yeah, so someone who's better in the Spanish way, he can translate everything. But you can also use our auto-translate feature. So if I just press here, we now use an engine which is public in the web for 1 million letters per month for free. So you can translate a lot of stuff without any costs. If you need any more translation, you have to buy there an account, but it's not much money. So now Aveedo is running and translate everything. Hope it's done in a few seconds because the application is not so big. But it's live demo, so we have to wait for a few seconds. Yeah, so now it's done. Everything is translated, like you can see on the right-hand side. And I just need to save it now. That's it. And now it's done. I can do it in the separate way. And now I clear my cache just to demonstrate you. Go back into the front end, and now just give me a second and I open my settings and I change my language to Spanish. And if I come back here and reload it, you can see everything here now is in Spanish stuff. And if I go into the document, also here, everything is translated to Spanish. And I think that is quite easy and can be done by nearly everyone. And you have just to correct perhaps some specific words which are not correct in the area. Okay. Back to my presentation. So, as a further innovation, we will release the Aveedo Center, a component that has just been requested by customers with a large number of applications. With a large application landscape, it makes sense to distribute the different applications to several Aveedo instances. For the end user, this poses the problem that he has to remember several entry points in order to find his applications. For the administrators and developers, the question arises, in which instance is which kind of application? How many users are working in it, and with which Aveedo version is the instance operated? All of this motivated us to start the Aveedo Center. The Aveedo Center is the central entry point for all user groups. Thus, only one URL is needed to get all relevant information for my application landscape. The Aveedo Center is divided into two areas, for the users and for the administrators who technically manage the landscape. First, let's take a look to the users page. After logging in, a user gets an application catalog for all his applications, to which he has access in the company. Using filter options by category or self-set favorites, he can quickly find his important applications for him. Furthermore, the recently opened applications are displayed in the upper area. The search can be searched for applications independently of filtering. So there are a lot of ways to find the applications you are looking for. The administration area is more technical. First of all, the Aveedo instances that are operated in the current environment are deposited. Here, the administrator gets an overview of version status, number of applications, and stored applications for the respective instance. In addition, the deposit of the Aveedo instances builds up the associated application catalog for end users and administrators. In addition, administrators can upload new Aveedo versions and roll them out to individual instances or entire environments. And not only is there a design update, but also the updating of the data structure as well as the deposit of the correct license key. Thus, the previously manually necessary steps are eliminated after the signing process, and a smooth operation after an update is ensured. This was a big problem so far. Now we solved it. Enclose the chart, but better I'll show you live once. So let me switch back to my browser. And here we go to the Aveedo Center. And like you can see, on the left-hand side, we have the Aveedo Launcher and the configuration area if you're an administrator. With the navigation part, you can also put that out to have more information directly, but you can also put it back. Then on the upper hand side here, we have the recently used applications. Here is the filter part for categories or personally favorites. And on the right hand side, you can just go and search for a specific application name or a description, or even for a word. And if we found it in the search, you get all the applications which are presented with Aveedo. So here I can directly click then on the application, and this is opened, and I even not know where the application is running in what kind of Aveedo instance. Okay, so yeah, how is it done in the backend? So I can just demonstrate here the Aveedo instances. Like you can see, we have here two instances running. Both are running with the version 5.2. And if I switch into one of these application instances, I have some global parameters. And on the right-hand side, I see there are 17 applications inside, 25 users running on this instance, and I saw part of the ACL. So I get a lot of information without opening the database or using an administration client. But this is just a beta, so we work hard on it to release in April the final version. And this is just to give you an idea on what we are working so far. And yeah, for example, if I click, where should I click? On the forum database, for example, just look at the recently used applications. So I click on it. We come back to our Spanish version here. And now the forum is one of the last recently used applications. So this just as a small demo what is coming up in the near future. Okay. So these are the new features that we have ready for you in the next release. Hope you like it, and yeah, hope you enjoy it and love these features.